Assalamu alaikum friends. I hope that you guys are fine and doing great. Recently in Europe, the next wave of corona have risen again, and again the number of patients are being reported. So you just need to observe the safety protocols, take good care of yourself and your families, and enjoy your lives because life is a blessing. Today we are going to upload another video for you guys, and today's our topic is human resource management. In one of our earlier videos we have discussed with you the importance of a good, energized, motivated team for enabling an organization to achieve its strategic objectives. If a company has a culture of attracting, retaining, and rewarding good employees and has an effective human resource to execute its objectives, then it will be able to achieve its objectives. It will be able to achieve its vision and mission statement in the longer run. Human resource management is an area which requires particular attention by the executives, by the leadership of the company. It should be given adequate attention by the company and its executives, and the focus should be on developing a winning, motivated, and energized human resource. Today in our video we are going to discuss with you a few key features relating to management of human resource of an organization. We are going to discuss with you the process of recruitment, performance evaluation, and reward system. HRM can be broadly classified into these three functions basically, which is, as I mentioned earlier, recruitment and performance evaluation, and reward based systems which are linked to the KPIs that a company have built for measuring the performance of its employees and its executives. So friends, please listen to our video till the end. Thank you for being with us. Please share your valuable feedback with us because it will help us improve and it is very valuable for us. Please subscribe our channel if you have not already subscribed. Invite your friends to subscribe because we are sharing valuable content with you, original content with you on this channel, and we will enable you both to improve your technical knowledge and to work on your soft skills as well. So friends, let's start. Gear up. Human resource management. As I've discussed, human resource management refers to formal systems. The objective of HRM is to attract the right human resource which is suiting the culture of the organization, which is suiting the vision, mission, and objectives of the organization. After attracting and hiring the relevant human resource, the next process is to retain them and reward the high achievers. HRM can be divided into the process of recruiting a human resource for a company. We will discuss the recruitment process with you. The next process is performance evaluation, development of KPIs, discussions with your managers and employees, identifying the gaps, constructive criticism with the objective of improving the skill set and achieving high performance. Then we are going to discuss with you the reward systems, their merits and demerits. As I've discussed with you that a good team plays an effective role in the success of the organization. So leadership of company, key top executives of the company should develop the strategies for attracting, retaining, and rewarding the right human resource, because a good team will enable the company to achieve its objectives both in the long run and in the short term. Recruitment. Friends, recruitment can be divided into the following stages. It is basically first the identification of the need, then the identification of the skill set which is required for a particular job, the skill set which is required for delivering for a particular job, the KPIs which will be important for a particular position, and then identifying the skill set which will enable an individual to perform at that particular position. The next step is to attract the pool of candidates towards the organization who are willing to apply and work for the company and to develop a long-term association with the company. Then, after attracting the possible probable candidates towards the company, the next process is shortlisting of the CVs, interviewing the shortlisted candidates, and further shortlisting of the human resource, and then hiring and onboarding of the selected shortlisted employees. In order for the recruitment process to be effective, it is important that the HR department, that the human resource team, and the relevant department clearly works out the job description, the key KPIs which will be attached with the role for which they are hiring, and to clearly set out the key skills which they are going to look forward in an individual who they are going to shortlist for the company. The recruitment process should be neutral, it should be free from bias, it should be based on merit, and if it is not based on merit, if it is based on favoritism, if it is not neutral, if it is biased, then it is going to be ineffective, and an ineffective recruitment process will result in the hiring of incorrect human resource which will not be able to deliver for the organization, and it will then cost the company. So recruitment of the right human resource is very important, and each and every step of the recruitment process need to be carefully designed and worked out in order to avoid the cost of hiring the incorrect or unmatched human resource for a particular position. How to enable effective recruitment? Recruitment is a science which can deliver results when job responsibilities which the individual who is selected is going to perform, the key performance indicators which are important for being effective in the role for which the company is currently hiring are identified, required skills are properly identified, it should be required to be possessed by the individual in order to deliver effectively at the given role and position, and probable candidates are evaluated on those metrics based on merit, free of bias. The recruitment process should be neutral, it should be clearly designed out, it should be clearly worked out. The job description, JD, KPIs need to be identified first of all. Then you need to identify the skill set which will be required to achieve those KPIs. Then you need to identify the pool of individuals who are possessing those skills and are willing to join the company. And then the shortlisting and the interviewing and hiring and onboarding process starts. How candidates are attracted? Companies either advertise the role on social media sites, on their own websites, or in newspapers, and then interested candidates view those ads and send their resumes to the HR department of the company, who then forwards it to the concerned department for shortlisting of the right candidates who they are then called for interview. Or the company may have a process of contacting a recruiting agency, as recruitment agencies have a base of candidates who are looking to work, who are looking to change jobs, who are looking to switch companies, who are looking for jobs actively. And then companies, instead of putting off effort in advertising and then attracting the CVs, may contact a recruitment agency for sharing the relevant CVs based on communicated KPIs and skill set which are communicated by the company to the recruitment agency. Recruitment agencies then look at the pool of CVs, look at the pool of candidates they have, shortlist the CVs as per the given KPIs and job description, and then shortlisted CVs are forwarded by the recruitment agency to the HR department. Certain companies also outsource the complete hiring process, and only final shortlisted interviews are being selected and interviewed by the top leadership management of the company before final selection. And certain companies only contact the recruitment agencies for the purpose of selecting and collecting CVs. The rest of the process is being managed by their HR departments. It depends on the culture of the company, on the vision of the company, and both processes are effective and both work if they are worked out in the relevant and correct manner. Interview and shortlisting process, individuals and HR in the relevant department in which the vacancy is existing and for which the company is going to hire the human resource are going to participate in the interview process, and they are going to shortlist the candidate. The relevant department HOD is going to check the technical skills, the technical knowledge of the guy which is required for performing a particular job, and the HR guy will be checking the soft skills, checking the communication skills, the leadership skills, and the personality of the individual, and will be trying to guess in the interview that whether the personality, whether the soft skills are in line with the overall culture of the organization, and whether the individual will be able to develop a long-term relationship with the company and will be able to work for the long term in the company. So basically in the interview process you can see uh, 2 to 3 guys who are taking the interview. One guy is from the HR, one is from the relevant department, and one can be from a neutral department. And then those 3 are basically going to check the skills of the individual and going to rank the individuals as per their understanding. And then the individuals who have scored the highest marks are going to be shortlisted for further interviewing and final selection. It is very, very, very important that the interviewing and shortlisting process are free of bias, free of free of bias, and are based on merit. Every decision is based on merit, because ineffective hiring can cost a company a lot, and the company will soon be going through the same hiring process again if the right resource have not been hired. A few tips for the job candidates who are looking for the jobs. Job market is a market uh, which is looking to buy the skill set, and you need to develop a brand and you need to market yourself in the job market so that you are able to show the recruiters, you are able to show the HR department of the companies that you are the right guy, you are the guy who is possessing all the skills and who is going to deliver excellently in the given role. So you need to develop a brand and you need to market yourself. You need to build a smart resume which should show your professional qualification, which should show your relevant most latest experience, your achievements in your current role, and your key achievements in your success, your objective, your mission statement. It should not be longer than 2 pages, as recruiters and HR department are not going to spend more than 1 minute on a CV. So the smart CV should be built, which should straight away put the focus on the deliverables, on the achievements, on the competitive advantage which you are going to bring for the company. So you are going to highlight your latest relevant experience, your professional qualification, and your key achievements in your latest role. The skill set section of your CV should be smartly developed, and it should be linked with real life examples which should demonstrate the skills which you are showing and which you are demonstrating that you possess. Your online presence on social media like LinkedIn does matters. So you need to develop a profile on the LinkedIn, you need to develop a profile on social media sites, and you need to actively market yourself to these platforms, because recruiters and HR department are using these platforms these days for hiring the required human resource. When you are applying for a job, always look for the keywords which are mentioned in the job advertisement and try to use those keywords in your resume and in your job application, so that those words are highlighted when the CVs are being shortlisted. You need to develop your soft skills, your communication skills, your leadership skills, your team working skills, stress handling skills, time management skills, Your personality, your dressing does matters. You should be working on your physical health. Continuous professional development is very important, and you should stay motivated and keep on working hard, and you will indeed find the relevant and right role for which you are looking for. Wish you very best of luck for the process. Friends, after you have hired the concerned and right human resource, the next step is the onboarding of the resource, and normally companies introduce the new resource to the department and to other departments of the company for which he is going to be interacting with, and there is normally first week of orientation which is planned by the HR departments of the company for bringing the individuals on board. After bringing on board, it is very important for communicating clearly the JDs and the KPIs to the guy so that he knows right from the start that what the company is expecting him to deliver, what are the key areas on which he should be looking after, and what he can do in order to prove his worth. Performance evaluation systems are in place. So the objective of performance evaluation system is to evaluate the performance of guys, teams, individuals, departments based on clearly communicated goals, objectives, KPIs in order to identify the gaps, bridge the gaps, provide the training and developing needs, recognizing the high performing talent, and building a culture of high performing team. Performance evaluation should be transparent. It should always encourage two-way communication. It should be free of bias, and it should be on merit, because biased process or a one-way process or an intransparent process may lead towards demotivating employees. Employees may feel that they are not being evaluated on the right basis, on the right merit, and it instead of benefiting may harm the organization, and company may not be able to achieve its human resource strategy. So friends, transparency, clear communication, two-way communication, and unbiasedness are very important for an effective performance evaluation system. Companies are using different tools like Workday or different HR softwares which are used for development of KPIs, objectives, and used for development of KPIs and objectives, and then measurement of the performance of the individual against those given KPIs and objectives. So it is very important that KPIs and desired targets are very clearly communicated to the individuals and team members. This way the team knows that what they are required to do, what the company expects them to do, and what are going to be the key areas, and then they can put their effort in the right direction in order to achieve their KPIs. And if they do that, it will also help the benefit in order and the company will to achieve its strategic objectives. Individual performance KPIs should be linked with the overall organization objectives. The KPIs and JD and the performance objectives of an individual should be linked with the performance objective of the team or the department, and then those should be linked with the performance objective and KPIs of the overall organization. That will help the organization to move towards the right direction and to achieve its vision, mission, and strategic objectives. KPIs should be linked with individual performance. KPIs should also build a relationship that how the individual is affecting the performance of his team, how the individual is playing the role for the achieving the objectives of the department, how the individual is then contributing towards the achievement objective by the company. So KPIs should be linked with individual, team, and department performance. Soft skills should be a part of KPI. They are very important. Even if an individual is technically equipped and he is unable to communicate effectively, he is unable to manage the deadlines, he is unable to work with the team, he is unable to lead or manage people, he is unable to deliver the customers the required level of service, then he will not be able to play an effective role in achieving the objectives of the company. And then leadership and development should be provided to bridge the gap for both technical and soft skills. Performance evaluation frequency. Certain organizations focus on performance evaluation twice a year, that is once every 6 months or once every quarter. It is good that individuals, managers, leaders, and the teams and the departments sit together every quarter, every half year, review their performance objectives, review their KPI, and monitor their actual performance, their actual delivery, their actual output against the developed KPIs, against the developed performance objectives, bridge the gap. Then the focus should be on identification of the gaps in the skill set for which training and development needs should be identified, and those needs should be bridged so that individuals are able to deliver as per required skill set. And seniors should be guiding the juniors if they are having the skill set, but if they are not performing in the desired manner, then guidance should be given to the employees. So a clear communication between employees and the teams, between managers and the team, between leaders and the team on a frequent basis is very important. It will help the company and the team and the organization to keep aligned with the KPIs of the overall objectives of the company, and will enable the company to achieve its human resource objectives. So performance evaluation should involve development of KPIs which are linked with the overall organizational objectives, which are then those KPIs should be assigned to the department, and then those KPIs should be assigned to every member of the department. And then clear communication between the members of the department with the managers should be held frequently in order to bridge the skills gap and in order to bridge the guidance or technical approach gap. Training and development. Focus of performance evaluation system should be on identification of the skill set which requires to be groomed, which might be soft skills of the individual like time management, like stress handling, like responding to customer and vendor queries, like managing the team, like working with the team, like taking the team and the people together. And then the focus should also be on the technical side. If a CPD is required, if a technical course needs to be attained, if the technical training is required, then those training needs should also be identified in the performance evaluation session which are held between the managers and leaders and the team members. And then those training and development needs should be properly identified, should be planned, and training and development objectives should be assigned to the individuals, for the managers and leaders, by the heads of the department, to the teams. And then individuals should attend those trainings and development sessions which should be financed and sponsored by the company, and the objective should be to bridge the gap between technical and soft skills, between the required skills and the actual skill possessed by the individual, because a highly skilled team will be enabled to perform and highly, will be enabled to deliver highly. And this will also build a culture of development of an energized and motivated workforce. So training and development needs should be identified on the job. Internal and external training should be conducted. Trainings can be conducted in three method. External sessions can be conducted. Internal job session by the HR department, by the relevant HOD can be conducted, which can include guidance and should be focused on development of technical soft skills. On the job training is also very, very important, so which can be developed through job rotation, which can be developed through assigning challenging roles and challenging jobs, and the individual and the manager should supervise those goals in order to bridge the gap and in order to guide the individuals to work on the improvement areas and achieve the overall organization objectives. The objective is continuous improvement, because enhanced skill set will enable enhanced delivery and will also build a highly energized and motivated workforce that is ready to improve. Training and development plays a part in motivating the employees, as employees feel respected, they feel valued, they feel motivated, and in result they put in more effort And when the employees put in more effort, they are able to deliver highly, and a high performing team will be developed through training and development and performance evaluation and recruiting the right human resource. So guys, it is very very important that training and development needs are identified, training and development objectives are assigned to individuals and teams and departments, and then resource and time is spent on development and training of employees on a continuous basis. Sorry. So the performance evaluation system involves feed forward and feedback. Feed forward means reviewing the KPIs, reviewing the objectives for the coming period, and discussing them in advance. The manager and leader should provide the guidance to the team that what he wants his team member to deliver and how they can deliver those objectives. And then if there are any performance gaps, if there are any skill gaps, then those need to be identified, and then the training should be provided to the employees in order to bridge those gaps. So feed forward communication and feedback communication is that after the year, after the period, when the team sits together, they review what they have done, what they have achieved, where were the gaps due to the soft skills, the technical skills, or due to the approach, and due to any other challenge, or due to controllable or uncontrollable factors, and those factors need to be worked out and written down in detail, and the team should develop the objectives and method for way forward in order to enable the team to improve, in order to enable the individual to improve, in order to enable the department to achieve its departmental objectives. And if every member, every team, every department achieve its objectives, then consolidated the company will achieve its objectives. So employees should be given the opportunity to discuss the challenges and problems which they are facing in achieving the desired KPIs, in achieving the desired objectives, and delivering the desired results, as that will enable the managers to work out, to develop the solutions, and to resolve those problems so that employees can put their focus on delivering and the desired results. Communication between employee and his manager should be constructive. Employee strength areas should be highlighted, and these strength areas should be highlighted openly in front of other team members so that they know what the manager, what the leader values, so that they are also able to work in that same direction. And if there are any improvement areas, then those should be communicated to the employees in isolation so that the respect factor is also taken into account, and the individual feels motivated, feels respected, feels encouraged, feels a valuable part of the team, and enables the organization to achieve its human resource objective and strategy, and enables the organization to attract, retain, and promote the right talent that is then leading the organization towards its desired strategy, vision, mission, and objectives. Feed forward should be based on guiding employees that what they should do, how they should do it, how they will be able to achieve the objectives, what are the areas they are going to look after, what are the key KPIs that they should be looking after, what are the key things they should be considering while delivering, what are the important factors they should be keeping in mind. That will enable the employees to be communicated well in time, that what they need to do in order to be rewarded adequately and in order to be recognized as high achievers, and will also build a culture of competition, build a culture of achievement, build a culture of highly energized and motivated teams. While feedback should encourage good work and it should identify improvement areas, good work should be openly encouraged, as I've discussed earlier, and any improvement areas should be discussed between the manager and the team member, and accordingly development and training needs to be identified. Training and guidelines should be given to the employee so that he is able to bridge that gap and able to perform and deliver the desired results and objectives. Transparency and clear communication in performance evaluation system is very very important. It should be clear that KPIs, that individual, team, and departmental objectives are communicated to each and every individual of the team. Each and every individual knows that what his role will be, what he's going to achieve, what is expected from him, what are the key KPIs he's going to look after. And when the individual knows in advance, and then performance is evaluated on the basis of those systems, and then high achievers who are in line with the KPIs and objectives are rewarded, then it will develop a culture of competition. It will develop a culture of leading an energized, a motivated, and engaged team, and it will lead the organization towards the right path, lead the individual towards the right path, lead the team towards the right path. Everyone in the team will be motivated, will be energized, will be uh, looking forward to perform better, and it will help the team, department, and company on the overall basis. Performance evaluation should be free from bias, should be free from favoritism. It should be based on clearly communicated goals. It should be based on clearly communicated KPIs. It should be based on merit. High achievers should be openly appreciated so that everyone knows that what the company, what the organization, what the individual matters, what are the key things the employees should be looking after when they are serving the company, and what can lead them towards being recognized, towards being promoted in the organization. High achievers should be rewarded for their good work. It should be openly communicated to all that what matters most to the organization. Openly rewarding high achievers based on already communicated KPIs and goals will motivate other employees as well, so that if they work hard, they will be recognized as well. And then disclosure of the merit, and then recognizing the performance based on already communicated merit will develop the right culture, will develop a motivated team, will develop everyone to work harder, will develop everyone, will provide everyone an energy and motivation to work harder to achieve its objectives. So, openly rewarding high achievers along with disclosure of basis and their good work sets the benchmark for other employees. Everyone feels motivated, everyone knows what to do, everyone knows that what they can do to be recognized and to be promoted in the company, and will create a environment for competition, for challenge, and for continuous improvement. And it encourages other employees to work hard and deliver the desired result, to be recognized and promoted by the companies, by the teams, by the departments. If the system is not transparent on the other hand, if it is not based on already communicated KPIs, if it is not based on already communicated goals, if it is not transparent, if it is biased, if it is driven by any other consideration like quota system, like gender diversification, like any other things in mind as well, then it is not going to deliver the desired result. In fact, it will demotivate others. In fact, uh, instead of benefiting the organization, instead of benefiting the team, instead of benefiting the department, it is going to harm, as people are going to feel demotivated, as people are going to feel disrespected, as people are going to feel disengaged, as they will not be knowing that what matters the most, as they will be feeling that individuals are being recognized on the basis of other factors. And then it will create an environment of demotivation in the company, which will not enable and help the company to achieve its desired objectives. In fact, it is going to be a harm. If system is not transparent, it is bias is not based on merit, the measurement basis is not openly communicated, then it demotivates other employees and ultimately may lead towards the loss of good employees, towards the loss of good human resource, and which is going to harm the company. Training and development of all is important to keep an energized, to keep a motivated, to keep an engaged team, and develop the culture of a high performing team. And high performing team will enable the department to achieve higher, and then it will enable the organization to achieve higher and achieve its desired objectives. So transparency and clear communication is very, very important for recognition systems to achieve their objectives, for recognition systems to be effective, for recognition system to motivate people instead of demotivating people, instead of leading the people towards the wrong direction, and instead of leading towards the loss of highly motivated and good human resource. Criticism should be constructive. It is important that development areas are identified. There are always going to be development areas. There are always going to be areas on which the individual and team can work, and those development areas need to be clearly identified, need to be written down, and accordingly performance objectives, training needs, development objectives should be written down, and training and development opportunities should be provided by companies to help the employees bridge those gaps and to develop a highly trained workforce with high skill set, which is then able to deliver good work, which is then able to deliver up to the mark. So criticism should be constructive. It should work on identification of areas that need to be improved. Then the second step should be that identification of training and development needs which can be provided to bridge the gap. While openly recognizing good work is important, development areas should be communicated by the leader, by the head of department, by the manager to the employee in private, and accordingly the manager and the member should clearly write down the development need and objective, what the individual is going to do in the upcoming period in order to improve, and the manager should provide full support required for the development of the required skill set so that the employee feels engaged, motivated, and works hard towards the objective of individual, department, and company goals. Communication between manager and the employee should be two-way. Overall objective is to ensure a high performance culture within the company. Criticism should be with the guideline that how the things can be improved, what skills or what training need to be tended, how the gap can be bridged, and what can be done in order to bridge the gap and in order to lead towards a high performance team, in order to lead the employee towards the right direction, in order to lead the department towards the right direction, in order to lead the company towards the right direction. It is very, very important. An attempt should be made for development of a knowledge sharing, transparent, and open culture. A culture for knowledge sharing, open and transparent, keeps the individuals motivated, keeps the teams engaged, keeps the team looking forward to work hard, and motivates everyone to challenge each other, to put in more effort for recognition, and promotions, reward systems should be linked with these things so that everyone knows that if they have to be promoted in the company, this is the required thing, this is the required KPI that they are required to achieve. What if continued low performance? If even after clear communication, identification of development needs, provision of required trainings, clear communication between the manager and the employee is not improving, then it is an area of concern. Employee should be interviewed in detail in order to identify any stress, any reasons of demotivation, or any other things which the employee might be going through, because we all are human beings and certain people may be going through challenging period in their lives and which will be then directly impacting their performance in the work life. So those employees should be involved, should be interviewed, their problems should be resolved. Company and the leader and the manager should motivate the employee, should provide the required support in order to move the individual away from stress. Employee can be given paid holidays to get himself energized, to spend some days for himself, and then get back to work again with motivation. And if there are no such factors, and if the stress and holidays thing have also not worked out, then what should be done? Then warnings need to be given to the employee, first oral, then written, and then one last warning. And even if then low performance continues, then it should be considered whether the employee can be rotated to any other department where he can deliver, where he has the required skill set, and where he can deliver the organization without being fired. And if it's not possible, and if the individual is not performing, and even if all the things have been worked out, even if he has been given leaves, even if the positive attitude is provided, but the individual is not performing, then the last option is ask the employee for leaving the company. The right human resource should be hired in his place. Again, this might be because the recruitment process and the start which we discussed was not based on merit, was not free of bias, was not free of favoritism, which have led to the hiring of incorrect human resource. And then it means that company is going to go through the process again. You see good companies with good human resource cultures, then you will see that the turnover ratio is very low and the people who are hired fits into the systems and they are able to deliver their desired objectives and they are able to work harder and lead the company and the department towards success. Reward system. Reward systems should be linked with the performance evaluation of the individuals. Individuals who are performing highly should be rewarded highly. Individuals who need improvement should be rewarded, but high achievers should be rewarded better than others, because it will then motivate others to put in more effort in order to be recognized and in order to be rewarded appropriately. So salary increment and other employee benefits should be linked with performance. High achievers should be accordingly rewarded to motivate them to work even more better. Recognition and reward of high achievers with an open, transparent, parent and neutral system will develop a motivated and energized human resource. It will develop a high performance team, a high performance culture, a high performance department, and a high performing organization. Reward system should be linked with long term objectives of the company. Reward system should be open, should be transparent, should be clearly communicated. If it is not so, then again it might create demotivation among other team members. If it is clearly communicated, if everyone knows what they are linked with, what the company is looking after, then it will create a challenge and it will create an open environment and everyone will be looking to work harder to achieve higher. Reward system with short-term KPIs. If for example their profit for the period or revenue for the period or cost reduction or things like that are the KPIs and the performance is managed based on those KPIs, on those short-term KPIs, and long-term factors are discouraged, then reward system will be not be attached with the long-term objective of the organization and it will lead the individuals and team towards path and towards strategies which are not aligned with the long-term objective, and the company will not be able to achieve its objective in the long run. So if reward system are linked with short-term KPIs, then employee may put focus on them at the cost of long-term objectives. It should be avoided. Reward system should be linked with long-term KPIs in order to lead the company and the organization towards the right culture. It is very important to link KPIs with long-term objectives of the company. Friends, thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening our video. Please share your feedback. Please subscribe our channel so that you are updated. Please take good care of yourself and your families. Please spend time for yourself. Please spend time for exercise. Stay motivated. Stay energized. Life is a blessing. Take good care of yourself. Thank you for being with us. Take care. Bye. Allah Hafiz.